thank yous. First of all, Felipe, thank you for that wonderful introduction. This is our super volunteer. There are so many wonderful people who are going on the ground here, and we wouldn't be in this position if it weren't for people who have taken on just the role of keeping this movement going. Felipe is one of many people who have been on the ground here just building up this organization step by step, and we are so grateful to all of you for believing in the possibility of something better. I also want to thank Ambassador Lewis, who was here earlier, for his recent endorsement. We are thrilled. And I also want to thank and acknowledge a group of very phenomenal women that I just met, the Cervantes family. They are here. I want them to stand up because they are beautiful, gorgeous women. Where are my girls? There they are. They've done a great deal in support of this campaign, and they represent the power of women. And last but not least, the good mayor of this fine city. And his beautiful wife. I want to thank you both so much for your support and your friendship. It has just been a thrill for us. You are doing a phenomenal job, and we are happy to be here. So,
yes, we can.
Yes, we can. So I don't know if you know this, but tomorrow is this big day. Super Tuesday or something like that. And my husband, he's running for president. And I know that there are still folks here who are making up their minds. I know. Now we're excited, but there are still people who are figuring this out, and it's good, because they call me the closer. And I want to make sure that everyone is listening and paying attention and thinking this through, so that then when they go into that decision-making mode tomorrow, they've got all the facts. And the fact is that the only person who can take us where we need to be is my husband, Barack Obama. For us, but it's been sort of a year of ups and downs, because we're all excited here. Now, I think the country is excited about the possibility. A year ago, when Barack announced, it was almost a year ago, hey, you take care of that little person. You need to bring her up here to me. Where are you going? If you know, babies are my absolute favorite thing. I could just stop right now. Are you making her unhappy? I'm sure you are. She seems pretty disgusted with you. I'm absolutely sure you're doing something wrong. So you make sure you give her whatever she wants. All right, I picture you are. But a year ago, Barack stood in front of the Capitol in Illinois, in Springfield, and announced before a crowd of 16,000 people in the freezing cold that he was going to run for President of the United States. And it was amazing. We were freezing cold, but it was amazing. And that was just about a year ago. And before a vote had been cast, a dollar collected, an office opened, before I had had a chance to talk to anybody, they said this race was over. A year ago, if you remember that, this race was over. There was an inevitable candidate. And they said Barack was nice, you know, smart, bright young man, good speaker, very motivational, but there's no way he could win. You remember that? I remember, because I thought, man, is this democracy? But you know, they said, well, the first reason he wasn't going to win was because they said he couldn't raise the money. And they said money was the test. Don't you remember back then? Money was it. And the candidate that that would be able to attract the most dollars would be the one that would be victorious. And then Barack raised the money. And he raised it in a way that no one expected it. He didn't just raise it from big donors, he raised it from a broad base of people from all over this country. Folks that were writing $20 checks and $30 checks. Grandmothers who were sending in $3 bills because they wanted to believe in being a part of the process. And Barack raised money that astounded many of the skeptics. And then all of a sudden money wasn't important. They're like, no, it's really the organization. Who can build the best political organization is really the one you need to watch. And of course they didn't think Barack could do it because there were candidates in this race who had been building their organizations for years, and they said there's no way he could catch up. Absolutely no way. And then in states like Iowa and New Hampshire, places like Nevada and South Carolina, Barack built up the kind of intensive on-the-ground organization that no one had ever seen. People in Iowa said they hadn't seen an organization as strong in the history of the Iowa caucuses. So not only did he do it, he did it better than most. And then all of a sudden, organization didn't matter. It was actually Iowa that was really the telltale sign, right? But remember, Iowa was everything. It was important, it was critical, it was going to make the determination because Iowa was a caucus. And the voters in Iowa would spend time really getting to know the candidates up close and personal. And we did. We lived in Iowa. I've been to every county in Iowa. Ottumwa. Of the Iowa caucuses. So not only did he do it, he did it better than most. And then all of a sudden, organization didn't matter. It was actually Iowa that was really the telltale sign, right? But remember, Iowa was everything. It was important, it was critical, it was going to make the determination because Iowa was a caucus. And the voters in Iowa would spend time really getting to know the candidates up close and personal. And we did. We lived in Iowa. I've been to every county in Iowa. Ottumwa, Boone, Greene. I've been all over the state of Iowa. And it was good because people were listening and paying attention, and they listened to every candidate, and they were open and fair until the final moment. And then on that day of the Iowa caucus, guess what happened? Barack Obama pulled it out. And he won by an overwhelming percentage. And then what happened? Iowa wasn't important because it was just a caucus. It's like, okay, all right, I'm trying to keep up here. So now Iowa's not important, so what is important? The national polls. See, because Barack was down by double digits, if you recall, so there was no way. All right, yes, he won Iowa, but how could he carry that win nationally without the organization and blah, 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 blah? And then we were rolling into New Hampshire that was supposed to be a firewall for some candidates. Barack was supposed to be crushed in New Hampshire because people had been spending time sending Christmas cards and developing relationships with folks in New Hampshire. So we entered into New Hampshire, and well, lo and behold, the double-digit lead narrowed. Barack only lost by a few percentage points. That we considered a victory.